Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and we are officially selling the Wrangler, or rather trading in the Wrangler. I'm currently driving to go inspect the new car. It's a pre-owned car. It's got about 4,000 miles on the odometer, so it shouldn't have anything crazy with it, hopefully, after only 4,000 miles. But before we get into the new car, quickly want to talk about the Wrangler. So I originally posted this for sale at what the retail value is, which I thought was pretty fair. Excuse me. I thought was pretty fair considering the fact that my Wrangler is basically brand new, right? I've taken really good care of it. I mean, I still have literally the plastic on the screen there. So my Wrangler is basically brand new. It has full body paint protection film and an aftermarket exhaust. So like, this is the nicest 392 that you can buy, you know, on the pre-owned market. And I didn't get any serious offers. I got like really stupid offers. And so I came to the conclusion that just like some other cars, it would make more sense for me to just trade it in, get the tax credit, and not worry about finding a buyer. But since I do YouTube for a living, I tried out a little social experiment. So what I did is I posted, and let me turn this down. Well, actually, here, you guys can listen to this. I posted this for sale at trade-in value. And the reason I did that is just to see if anyone would take it, because I figure like there's got to be someone that sees how stupidly low priced this is and they're going to take it. Nobody took it. Like, I had a bunch of people reach out and they go, that is such a good deal. I wish I could afford it, but I can't afford it. And so I've come to the conclusion that Jeep is in such a bad situation image-wise that nobody wants to buy a Jeep, even if it's a stupid good value. And then the other thing is the economy's in such a bad situation that even if cars are posted, again, for stupid money, like posting a car for what a dealership can buy, is willing to pay you for it, is just absolutely insane. And so nobody buying it, I don't know, I think it shows that things aren't all that great economically. So we will call this the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 experiment. And the experiment conclusion is that Jeep needs to figure their stuff out, and the economy also needs to figure stuff out. But let's focus on the new car. Now, normally I just show you guys the car that I bought, but instead we're going to play a little bit of a game today where you guys are going to guess. Some of you might know just based on the thumbnail because, well, you're good sleuths, but some of you might need a little bit more when it comes to clues to guess. So I'm just gonna kind of go over some of the stuff in the car and, well, see if you guys will be able to guess. So it's got these pretty cool looking 18-inch wheels. They're actually really cool looking if you ask me, but I do plan on downsizing to 17s because, well, 17s are always better. Got some nice rock rails as well. It's a pretty cool feature for it to have, and I gotta make sure I turn so it doesn't accidentally get the car in the background. Good thing I don't have my glasses on because the reflection would be in them. Got a power hatch, so like I got a little shade now, which is pretty cool. Got to make sure I turn around this way. And I guess that I will pop in. I've got to pop in just the right way so if I just go forward, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay. So now we are officially inside, and if you haven't guessed at this point or been able to get the correct answer, it is a Toyota. It did have a Toyota emblem in the thumbnail, so hopefully you figured that out. I'll do a couple revs so you can hear this bad boy engine that I replaced my V8 Wrangler with. Yeah, it's pretty loud. I can't talk today. Pretty loud, pretty rambunctious, just like the V8 in the Wrangler. And so I guess we'll do the grand unveil. And bada bing, bada boom, it is a 250 series Land Cruiser. Yes, I bought one of the most unreliable Toyotas ever built because modern Toyotas, they're definitely struggling. And that's one of the reasons why I bought this is I think it'll make for great YouTube content if it's unreliable. If it's reliable, it'll also make for great content. But regardless, before we get into anything, I want to give a very big thank you to the Carl Malone in Haley, Idaho, Sun Valley, Idaho. My good friends Mark and Natalia put this together. So Natalia is the general manager of the store. I've known her for several years, and they got this traded in, and so she hooked me up with this, and they obviously are taking the 392 as a trade-in. And Mark actually drove this down from Idaho. He had some stuff to take care of down here, so we met at the Carl Malone in Draper. I don't know how much of the backstory you guys really care about, but anyways, they brought the car down. They made the buying process super easy. So if you happen to be looking for a cool pre-owned car or some new Fords and stuff, then they've got that. They also have a power sports store up in Idaho as well. But anywho, this is a first edition, and I think it's a pretty cool looking car right out of the bag. I am going to be doing some modifications. I kind of already hinted. We're going to be downsizing the wheels down to 17s, and we're going to put some 33s on this because I don't want to lift it or anything like that. It's got rock rails from the factory. It's got a roof rack, which is actually really quiet, and that's one of the reasons why I ended up buying this. Is I have one of these as a demo this week. Still actually have it in my driveway. So technically I could have two first editions right next to each other if I brought this back home. But anyways, after driving that for the week, absolutely fell in love with the car. It drives a lot better than the Lexus GX 550 sibling, which absolutely shocked me. And I really like this one finished in Meteor Shower because I think this color is going to look really good with the satin paint protection film that I put on all of my vehicles. And the reason being is it has a lot of metallic flake in the paint. You can see that. A lot of the other Land Cruiser paint jobs are very flat colors. They look really cool, don't get me wrong. But whenever you put satin paint protection film over a flat paint color, it just looks kind of like bubblegummy. It's not very attractive looking, whereas this, I think it's going to look really good. I mean, we'll see what happens with the finished product. But yeah, the exterior I think is really cool right out of the bag, other than the fact that the tires are pretty pathetic. And then the interior on the first edition is really nice with all of the trim. This was something else that impressed me as having one of these for the week as a demo, the brown one, is just how nice this interior feels compared to a lot of the other modern Toyotas, like the new Tundra, the new Tacoma, the new Sequoia. They all feel really junky and cheap, but this actually feels like a high quality interior. And so I'll have a full review on this once I get it back with the modifications and everything. But there's the new 250. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be confused as to me purchasing this, right? I'm going to get comments. They're going to say, Ben, you review cars for a living. You should know better. You should know that the new Toyotas, they're absolute junk. And again, I agree. Toyota's definitely struggling with a lot of their new product, but I think that's what makes for really good content on YouTube. It's just like the Ineos Grenadier. The reason I bought the Grenadier is not because it's a super safe purchase that's going to be completely problem-free. I bought it because it's a cool new car on the market, and it's a cool new car that'll probably have problems, and so I think documenting those problems is going to be really helpful for future owners down the road or for prospective buyers. Same thing with this new Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser is a super iconic vehicle, and so if my ownership experience, right, I mean, we're starting at 3,700 miles, so it actually has less miles than I thought it did. I thought it was going to have like 4,000, but anyways, because of the drive from Idaho to here, but I guess I misgauged that. What I'm trying to say here is I do think that it's going to be really good content for you guys, and it's going to help a lot of you out, because here's the deal: is if I have a really bad experience with this Land Cruiser, then that'll be really telling for those of you that are thinking about buying a Land Cruiser, a new Tacoma, a new 4Runner, right? All of Toyota's cars with this new turbo hybrid 4-cylinder, they might be off the table for a lot of you if I end up having a bunch of problems. So I think that this is one of the best cars that I could have bought for the channel, because of how many miles I drive. Again, I drive 40,000 miles a year, and so I'll put a ton of miles on the 250 series here, and we'll see how problematic or problem-free those miles are. So that's kind of why I did it. With that being said, I did talk about getting a 5th gen 4Runner because I wanted, you know, good, reliable transportation. And, well, let's just say that I still happen to have my name on a 5th gen 4Runner. I haven't taken delivery of it. The 4Runner isn't even in, I think it actually is in the US now, but it hasn't been delivered to the dealership, so I can technically still back out, but we might have another Toyota, maybe. I'm still deciding. I'll talk about that more as that comes in, but that is something else that might pop up on the channel, and that'll literally just be in case this thing if you buy a new Land Cruiser, buy a 4Runner, a 5th gen 4Runner, so that when your Land Cruiser breaks down, you still have something to drive. That is something that I'm toying with the idea of, but we'll see. Once it comes in, then I'll make my final decision. Can't talk today. But anyways, let me guys think about this thing. Let me guys think about the new 250 series. I think it drives really well. It's super luxurious, really comfortable ride. Not a lot of wind noise, not a lot of road noise like the Lexus GX. I was so confused why it drove so horribly. This thing is so much better. Had I known that this was better, I wouldn't have backed out of my order that I had on a first edition, but I just didn't know it at the time, but now I do. So that's all. I'll see you.